So let's look at this question here, which is on bimodal of binomial distribution. This is a pretty interesting question. So the random variable x is the number of successes in n independent trials of an experiment. So basically this is a binomial distribution, right? So we can have this as x as tilde, binomial and comma p. That's okay. Then after which denoting px equals to k, we know that pk over pk minus 1 is this value, this one. We have done this quite extensively in our lesson, so you can just refer to that, okay, in our notes. But a distribution is to say is bimodal. You have two modes. Two modes meaning is the same value there. So what we're going to do is actually just understand that if it's two modes, okay, we have one mode here and the other mode here. And say you have two modes like that, right? Two modes just means that, if I draw this out, go on and on. Two modes just means that you have the same value here, same two modes, bimodal. And these are two modes. Because I'm using k and k minus 1, so I'm just going to use k and k minus 1 here. Okay, so if we have two modes, what you can say is actually pk is equal to pk minus 1. Okay, if k and k minus 1 are modes, right? Are the modes. So pk, so you can write pk over pk minus 1 equals to 1. Just so you understand what's going on here. Now once you're done, find the least value of n for the corresponding modes of x, given that x is bimodal and p is 18 over 25. So what we're going to do is actually, now since we established this, I'm going to use this formula here, which is like n minus k plus 1 over k. P, right? P is actually 18 over 25. And this would be 1 minus 18 over 25. Okay, that's pretty okay, equals to 1. So cross multiply it. Actually, you could just key in calculator for... Okay, never mind, I'll just key in calculator for this. So 18, 25 divided by 1 minus 18, 25. Okay, so this case here we'll get is actually just 18 over 7. So this is actually 18 over 7. It's pretty okay. So I'm gonna write this down. This is 18 over 7k n minus k plus 1. Now remember, k is actually the integer value here, which is less than n. So this case here will be 18 n minus k plus 1 is 7k. So this will be 18k n minus k plus 1, and eventually you'll get n equals to 25k, 18k, 25 over 18k minus 1. Okay, so that's how you do this question here. Then after which you know that in order for it to have two modes, it has to for two modes, right? This means that in order for for x to be bimodal, n has to satisfy this equation. Okay, now what is this equation? This equation just means that because n is integer, right? Not all values of k will give n an integer. The smallest value of k which will give you an integer is 18, because when k is 18, it will cancel away. Alright, that's why you say the least value of n, meaning you are looking for k is 18. You can actually use calculator if you want to, but just use observation, you would tell. Okay, so this case here, I'm just going to key in calculator, which is actually, clear this up, it'll be 25 over 18. So this case here will be 25 over 18 x, and that will be minus 1 here, second table down. Okay, just go down, find the one which is integer value. So you are supposed to find the one which is integer value. The one with the integer value would be your n there. So please note, n and k are integers. Okay, so this is very important, because if it's not every k which would, so you need to make sure this. Okay, so this is n and this is 25 over 18k minus 1. The smallest n which will give you so this is n actually. This is n. This is k. Okay. The smallest k, which will give you the n value, this is a smallest integer. Is it k or n? N equals to 24. Okay. The modes are k and k minus 1, right? So it's k, what's a k? K and k minus 1 here. K and k minus 1. So this case here will be k minus 1 by k. K is actually 18. So modes are actually 18 and 17. Okay, so this is how you do this question here proficiently. If you have any question or comments at all, please let me know, and I will see you in the next question.